What's up, everybody? Today, I'm gonna share how to properly clean your fishing reel and some do's and don'ts that you wanna do in order to keep your reel in the best maintenance possible before you head back out there on the water. Let's go. Firstly, how do you clean your fishing reel? The first thing I would do is if you've got sand or dirt or grime on it, the first thing I would do would actually run some water over it and wash it. Now, a don't that you want to do is to actually clean it with any cleaners, any cloths, any like Clorox wipes. You don't want to use any chemicals when cleaning your reel. And here's why. For fish, there's the 3 S's: sight, sound, and scent. If you get any chemicals or anything on here, especially on the line, fish are gonna smell that, and you could just throw the bite out the window if you get any of that scent on your fishing line before you head back out. Do not use any cleaners when cleaning your reel. What you actually wanna do, if you've got mud or sand or dirt on your fishing reel, on your line, or wherever, you actually wanna do is wash it with lukewarm or cold water, and not really close up. Say if you're spraying it with a hose or if you're inside with a faucet, you want to run water over it to clean it, but you don't want to blast it, because the last thing you want to do is if there's any sand or dirt, you don't want to get it in the crevices or farther in the line, because especially with sand, it'll rub against that fishing line and wear it down sooner rather than later. Just run some water over it, for a good 30 seconds to a minute, get all the grime and dirt off it, and then set it aside and let it dry. Now, I've got my wife's fishing reel here that she uses when we go sockeye fishing in Alaska, and this is her favorite reel. If you guys want to see her catching some super big sockeye with this reel, go check out my playlist up above of all the fishing adventures that we've done in Alaska. So then back to the reel. I've taken the top portion off here, as you guys can see, and so I can take the spool off here with the line. And what you want to do is look inside here, and especially inside the main component, to make sure that there's no sand or dirt or grime in there. And if there is a little bit of sand, dirt, and grime in there, what you want to do is take like a Q-tip or a cotton swab, something that's nice and soft, and just go in there and get the sand out. You don't want to push it in there, but you want to just gently get the sand and the dirt out there, if there is any. Now I'm looking in here, that's actually pretty clean. I gotta say, for fishing for sockeye for a week down at the bank with all the fishing that we done, that's actually pretty clean, and I gotta say, not too bad. Nice job, babe. I will say, don't put anything on your Q-tip. Just nice and dry, just go in there and get anything that's in there, any of those little sand, any little dirt, and just get that out of there. And then next, what I would say is oil and grease the necessary spots that take the most abuse in your reel, and that'll be one of the last steps you do to get your reel ready to go. Ardent Reel Cleaner and Reel Oil are my go-tos for when I'm cleaning and making sure that my reel is oiled up and ready to go. Now, what you want to do with your main part here is just below and above the main shaft here, is you want to put a little bit of grease on there and make sure that it's nice and good. And then for your bail, what you want to do is in the screws on both ends here, you want to put a little drop of oil in there and then move the bail around and make sure that you don't hear any crunching noise or any sounds, because that means that there's probably sand in there or something that's blocking that bail from having a smooth pullover if you can hear something. In that case, you want to take the bail completely off and clean that out again with a Q-tip and make sure that it's good to go. For this one sounds pretty good. It doesn't sound like there's any dirt or grime in there. Just gonna put a couple little drops there right in that screw on both sides of the bail, and we should be ready to rock and roll. So for your drag cap here, I've got a little bit of grease on here, and then you just want to put this right back on and then just tighten this back up, and it'll get that grease in all the little parts in there, and make sure that you're ready to go back and fish. Make sure it's nice and tight too. Don't forget to, don't tighten it just halfway and then go out there and fish. Trust me, don't ask me how I know. Make sure you get that all nice and tight, and then obviously we need to give it a few spins. That feels good. Nice and clean, other than a little bit of a smudge fingerprint here. So your reel's ready to go and you're ready to get back out and fishing, and you've done your maintenance on your reel. So the question of how often should you clean your reel? Well, that depends on the reel that you're using, for what species you're going after, as well as how often you're using your reels. For myself, I fish for trout in the spring, and when I'm usually done in midsummer, I'm done for the year mostly for trout fishing. So I'll actually go through my reels at the end of trout fishing season and clean them and oil them up and make sure they're good to go and they're stored away for the winter. If you're somebody who goes out and fishes frequently, say 3-4 times a week, and you're putting some abuse on your reels, or you're out in the open, whether you're fishing from a boat or from the bank, I would clean your reels about every 20 trips out. And even if that's just doing small maintenance on them, making sure there's no dirt or mud in there, I think that's the perfect amount. You can always just make sure that it looks clean and looks good. If you ignore the maintenance part, that's when things can get really bad, and reels are expensive and you want to make sure you keep them maintained. If you're on the beach, if you drop the reel in mud or dirt has any in that, I would recommend to immediately clean it that day. I did that a couple years ago. I dropped my reel in the sand and I didn't clean it, and guess what? I had problems with it. So yes, ask me how I know. It's happened to me. Don't let it happen to yourself. Maintenance your reels, make sure they're clean, and if you're ever in doubt, just do a quick scan, throw some water over it, take everything apart, make sure there's no sand or dirt in there, make sure there's enough grease, because in the long haul, that'll keep your reels going longer and you will fish longer and better, trust me. Thanks for watching the video today, guys, and until next time, and as always, the outdoors is a gift, share it with others. Man, this is a nice reel. I wonder if the wife will let me use this when we go up to Alaska next year, because man, this thing's nice. Nicer than my reel. I think I need to go, maybe I'll buy her a new one and take this one and give her a little bit of an upgrade. I wonder, see how she feels about that.